kind of funny you mentioned the Downward Spiral.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
You've been listening to it more lately?
No, but that was my first note.
Oh, really?
Is that there's been some awesome releases since our last episode. The top of which, TRON Ares and the new Nine Inch Nails soundtrack. Yeah.
Has anyone witnessed this?
Oh, are we recording?
Oh, we're live, yeah.
Live.
Lay into it, Dave. Tell me how you feel about that new banger Nine Inch Nails album, dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not heard it yet because I saw
what?
I heard it was tied to TRON Ares, and I'm apprehensive to a high order because of Jared Leto.
Jared Nono.
Yeah, he's he's kind of fucking terrible.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Yeah, I mean, he was good in the Blade Runner movie, but as a creep, like he was just
and in
like,
such a small dose.
Yes, exactly.
Very small dose.
Yeah. This is like Morbius level main character shit.
I mean, I've been a little busy, so I haven't had a chance to get to the theater yet. But I thought for sure you guys would have ran to the theater already just to catch this, man.
No, sir.
TRON is a product of our youth.
I like TRON, and the second one was okay too.
Second one was okay. A little bit better on watching it again.
Yeah.
Knowing what I'm getting into and being able to just be like, well, this is the part that I know is really goofy and cheesy and silly. But the parts that were good were good. The original TRON, though, is flawless.
Yeah, unimpeachable.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just joking. No, it looks like shit.
Yeah, it does look like shit. What about the soundtrack, though? Have you been?
Yeah.
I gave it a fair shake. Trash.
Oh, really?
100% trash.
Ooh.
At first, like after I completed listening to it, I was like, I don't understand why they felt it necessary to slap the Nine Inch Nails moniker on this. And then I thought about it for a minute. I was like, no, never mind. I know exactly why they did it, because kids don't give a shit about TRON.
Right.
Old people don't give a shit about TRON.
Yeah.
Right.
Middle-aged nerds such as us, we're the only people to give a fuck about TRON.
Right.
Yeah. So like, I guess they wanted to try to have a, important soundtrack associated with it, kind of like TRON Legacy did with Daft Punk. And I guess they...
Well, the original was Wendy Carlos.
Yeah.
The
original soundtrack's great too, but I'm just talking from like a sequel perspective.
Right.
How are they going to keep us coming back to see it? So I guess they thought Nine Inch Nails would be a good idea.
Well, Nine Inch Nails, they were just on tour. And
Yeah.
I didn't go. But
No.
based on like Instagram, like over half the people that I'm friends with went to this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was nostalgia or they're just fired up for it, or they've got a kid now because we're all getting fucking old, and like their kids now are old enough to go to concerts. I don't really know what prompted all of this. But I saw more footage of that tour over the last 6 months than I cared to.
Likewise.
So, I mean, I think, better or worse, Nine Inch Nails is popular. It might just be, you're right, with people in their 50s, but...
Is new Nine Inch Nails popular though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or is everyone going to see them on tour to see old shit like I would have?
Yeah.
Oh, it was all Pretty Hate
You know?
Machine and
Right.
Downward Spiral, and yeah, it was
That's
all the
thing.
classics.
Like I listened to this soundtrack / new Nine Inch Nails album. I'm like, this doesn't sound like Nine Inch Nails to me.
Well, what does it sound like? What would you
It's-
compare it to?
It sounds like a mixed bag of kind of like his side project with his wife, How to Destroy Angels.
Oh.
Like some tracks had that type of vibe. Some tracks just sounded like what you would expect from a Trent Reznor soundtrack, which I'll circle back to in a second. And then I guess the third element just kind of sounded like AI generated Nine Inch Nails shit. Like the songs that have lyrics or vocals, I should say, the lyrics sounded like they were just cranked out of an AI generator, and then somebody used a like Nine Inch Nails guitar preset on top of that and dropped a shitty dance music beat in the background of it and called it a Nine Inch Nails track. Like, if I would have listened to this, like, following Pretty Hate Machine or Downward Spiral or Broken or something, I would have never believed this was a Nine Inch Nails album. It would sound like a shitty remix album or something that somebody put together in their basement. I don't know.
So, two things before we keep going.
Yes.
One, I've never listened to the band, the with his wife, How to Destroy Angels.
No.
Because that's a fucking Coil record. That's fucking amazing.
Right.
How fucking dare you fuck off?
They got permission, I think.
Yeah, let's say I'm pretty sure it was
Sleazy.
inspired
which
by
is
Quorra,
fine, but still, fuck off.
Yeah.
I like everything about that was fucking gross.
It's a little low effort, for sure.
Yeah, I was not interested in it. And second of all, we were talking about not really being, the three of us not being huge Daft Punk fans. I will say, I feel like they stepped up their game for the Tron Legacy soundtrack.
Agreed.
100%. It's the only thing I like from Daft Punk,
Yes.
personally.
Same.
But you don't feel like this is what
No.
Trent did for
I
this.
feel like Daft Punk doing the Tron Legacy soundtrack was kind of like one of those catching lightning in a bottle moments.
Yeah.
Like it was the right time, the right vibe. It worked flawlessly. They pulled it off.
they extended beyond what you assume they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kept it cinematic.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? Like there's
Agreed.
tracks that sound very cinematic. Like it sounds like a soundtrack. It's good. And then there's other tracks that are just kind of fucking bangers that you can listen to, out of context from the album, or I'm sorry, from the movie.
But don't sound like Around the World. Don't sound like this sort of like shitty
Right.
Daft Punk.
But yeah, this Nine Inch Nails album, it's just like, it's not very cinematic. It's not very Nine Inch Nails-y. It even kind of pales in comparison to the soundtrack work that Trent does with Atticus, and that's the other thing I was thinking too. I was like, maybe that's why they had to slap Nine Inch Nails' name on it, because they do a lot of soundtracks now. I had to look it up. They've done 20 soundtracks in the last 9 years alone.
Wow.
Try to name one.
Is it one of the Garfield movies?
No.
Oh, all right.
But that's my point. No
I
one gives a fuck anymore if Nine Inch Nails, or
Right.
Trent Reznor, I should say, does a soundtrack.
Yeah.
So they decided to try to get people in the theater by slapping the Nine Inch Nails name on it, even though I feel like it doesn't belong on it. Just my hot take.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. And you're who if Nine Inch Nails comes up, you're who I look to. You're the North Star for Nine Inch Nails related things. Like
Agreed.
you're the person I know who likes, was influenced by them the most. Really, you love Nine Inch Nails. I trust your opinion on all things related to that.
Yeah, I had to question my own fandom a bit with this, because I've realized like it's been a long time since I've really enjoyed anything that was considered Nine Inch Nails. And I think I would have been excited about this in like 2005.
Yeah.
20 years later now, in 2025, having a half-assed Tron sequel with a half-assed soundtrack with the Nine Inch Nails name on it just doesn't do it for me. I don't want to buy the soundtrack. I don't want to run to the theater to see the movie. I just don't care. I'm sure I'll stream it eventually when it's like for free. But
This is just growing up.
Yeah.
Cats in the Cradle, Silver Spoon.
I don't know, man. There's still a lot of like,
No, I'm just being.
there's still a lot of stuff that I would get excited for. You know what I mean? But I feel like Nine Inch Nails just has not aged well.
No.
Right.
What was the Ghost thing? That was the last thing that
I was just gonna say, I feel like the
dug.
last thing they did that was good was Ghosts.
Yeah,
in my
agreed.
opinion. But
And when was that?
shit,
10 years ago?
gotta be more than that.
Yeah, more.
10 years ago was 2015.
Yeah.
So it was probably, I think it was before that.
I would say before that,
Consult
because I
Oracle.
thought we were listening to it when we were on tour,
that.
and that was like 2009.
2015 was only 3 years before. No,
2008. Mother-
Yeah.
Okay, see,
yeah.
I call it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Like, and it's not that he hasn't released music. He's released stuff since then. And my brother has always shared it with me, and he's always been like, have you heard the new Nails? And I'll give it a listen. And I'm just like, this isn't Nails. I don't care. But I guess that is Nails now. I guess there's more 9 Inch Nails content since Ghosts, and slightly before Ghosts, that I dislike more than 9 Inch Nails content that I do like.
Well, I will put it out there, though, that this is now an act that has the longevity that other bands have. And it's similar, like, you can be like a Metallica fan and it ends with And Justice for All. Or you can be a Bowie fan and it ends some, pick which era of Bowie you're like, oh, that's the last one I like. When an act does
Stardust.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, like when you what I'm getting is like when you're doing it for that long, you're going to have these sort of like just ebbs and flows, and sometimes you just don't get back to the thunder of when you first started.
The last good Nine Inch Nails is closer to World War II than present day. Did you know that?
Oh my God.
That's not true.
It is true.
It's true.
It's fact now. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just weird to me because I did want to like it. Like I was like, I mean, I love Tron. Like we were saying, the original is great. Legacy was pretty great for its time. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it hit the right buttons.
Yeah.
You know,
I liked it.
It was a good blend of nostalgia with an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
But you can only play the nostalgia card so many times.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like they were trying to just bank entirely on nostalgia again here.
Totally.
And that's part of why they brought Nine Inch Nails into it. And it's just like, I'm sorry, it just kind of doesn't hit the button, man. Like,
Yeah.
My understanding is that it has been a massive flop, both commercial and successful.
That's what I heard.
And
Yeah.
commercial and critical. So hopefully that's the end of it,
And
or
it's
they
just the same reason I see a classic Game Boy on every other Instagram ad is because our target market is being like directly laser focused on, which makes me feel.
I felt, I felt targeted, but not understood.
Yes,
You know?
precisely,
Yeah.
precisely.
Because it shouldn't be that hard,
No,
in my opinion, to you know, in this time frame, right?
yeah.
Shitty political climate. People are angry. There's a lot of weird things happening, and Trent is kind of known for doing angry music, sometimes with a political slant, like Year Zero, for example. You know, things like that. So you would think that this would be the perfect environment for a good Nine Inch Nails album to come out to, especially when it's to be paired with a Tron movie.
yeah,
I mean, it seems like this is the easiest, lowest hanging fruit for nostalgia mining you could have asked
For nostalgia and just like for the right time. Like AI, you know, we're at like peak bubble right now. You know, people are scared of AI or they're fascinated with it. Either
Or
way,
they're
it's
throwing a bunch of money at it.
it's very what's the
Flash in the pan? Fad?
not fad,
Bubble?
but
I mean, this is giving me 1999 web bubble vibes.
topical. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
AI is very topical right now.
Right.
yes.
And you would think that Tron, just what it is,
Right.
would be able to have a really, like you said, it should be low hanging fruit to come out with a fucking movie that has to do with rogue computer and AI. You know what I mean? And not be shit.
But
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but you look at like any episode of Black Mirror, and they're handling this shit infinitely better.
Sure.
Right.
Like I feel like there's maybe there's something about the fact that it was so big, so Disney, so blockbuster. The scale may have undermined the effort.
Sure.
Like if it was a smaller thing, they could have made some more interesting choices.
They overthought it,
Or it may have just been like
overswung.
or over polished.
Yeah,
too.
overpolished. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
That's a
try
good
to
one.
twist this into a synthesizer thought that I had in the shower a couple hours ago. Because today, I won't talk about it too much, but I got a Nordrak 2, which is a synthesizer that's over 20 years old, probably more than that. And it made me think, like, even just using it for an hour, I was like, fuck this thing. It's so simple. Like, you don't have to look at a manual ever. All the shift functions are right there on the panel. Like, everything is right in front of you. And that made me think about every iteration of the Nord stuff since and how it's kind of gotten shittier and shittier.
Yeah.
Because they keep trying to like make a 3.0 or a 4.0 of this idea, like add endless rotaries, add like, well, no, tuck these things in a menu so we can get more in and add this organ shit in. And it's like, you kind of got it right a long time ago, but you're afraid to like, guitars, a Strat hasn't changed too much over time. And there's something to that I think is interesting. Whereas like our current state of technology requires you to make like a new version of something constantly, or at least theoretically, to like please your consumers. And I think you just end up fucking up more and more over time.
A friend of mine, my friend Mike, who's been in bands for 30 years, plays bass, and sort of stopped being in bands for a while. And like the stuff he had was kind of old. It was an old Rickenbacker and a very simple head and amp. And over the summer, kind of got reinvigorated. I was like,
nice.
Fired up to start doing this again, and was like, well, let me go look at the state of the art of basses and amps and heads and all of this. It was wild. Like, he's just sending me shit like, look at all of the shit that's in this. It all hooks up to a computer. All of these different DIs and routing and stuff that's on board and all this. He's generally excited about it, but there is that, like, there's so much shit on this that he's buying. He's like, I'll never use this, or this is more complicated than it needs to be. Trying to find that balance between, like, here's a couple of new things, but then you have basically a DAW in a box. I just want to make a bass sound, I could see the sort of, like, and I know he's excited about it still, and is like really invested in learning all this stuff and like getting caught up. But it was there was that first moment of like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I need.
Yeah.
And it's a weird learning curve for something you've been doing for decades.
Yeah, totally.
But like, that's the state of the art now. All of that shit has more than you need in everything.
And some of it's great. Like, obviously we love modulars, and that stuff has changed so much, and some of that is awesome. But I find myself really digging more. Like, I sold my one delay that had menus and hidden functions, and have one of those OAM time machines on the way, and it's like just flat. It's like dumb in the sense that there's only like one mode. There's no other modes you can kick it into. And I'm really appreciating that stuff more and more. Like, and just building with more primitive pieces than things that are like overloaded with ability to change.
Well, I mean, look at like IntelliGel. They started with the Dixie and the microfade and very simple, straightforward stuff. But like Multigrain and Metropolis and Raymaker, they're small little environments.
Definitely.
So even like a company like that has just completely shifted into this sort of complexity that on one hand is great. It's offering a lot of functionality, but there's a part of me that still, it does miss the kind of just want simple. I want something simple.
Yeah. It's kind of how I felt just watching the clips of Tron that I did watch on YouTube, was that it was just missed the mark, and that they were trying to outdo the previous movies instead of just giving you what we all want, and that's just kind of the same thing. Keep it simple. It's a simple premise. The original came out in the fucking 80s. Mm-hmm. The sequel kind of nailed it. It's like all you had to do was just continue upon that.
I agreed. I was thinking that too. Like, use the technology of now to make another episode of that, and I think we would be vastly more into checking that out.
Definitely.
I mean, I look at like the Blade Runner, the new Blade, the 2049 Blade Runner. It felt like it was in that same world.
Yeah,
like it felt like it was newer. It was, obviously the aesthetic had changed and everything, but at no point did it ever feel like completely disconnected. Yeah, it felt like a continuation of that earlier story, even though it's like totally new director, totally new technology available to them. They pushed making it feel like that same world.
And it still had Jared Leto in it and didn't suck.
Absolutely.
So it is possible.
Yeah.
Little doses. Little doses. Not that fucking band. You ever hear that band?
What is it, like 30 Seconds to Mars or something?
Yeah.
Rough. I have. Just out of curiosity, it was one of those like, I know I'm going to hate this. Like going in with a shitty attitude, which is, the best way to approach any piece of art. It was way worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I was expecting at least like a level of competence. Yeah. Like, do you ever hear Keanu Reeves' band Dogstar?
Heard of, but not heard.
I don't want to listen to it ever again. It's just not my cup of tea. But it was well made. It sounded good. Like, they've got the chops. 30 Seconds to Mars was it felt like a joke. Like, it really felt like it was not middle school band level bad, but it was pretty close.
But they pack it out too, it seems. Like, they do large shows.
Right, but he's also like a cult leader.
Yeah.
So I think he knows how to do that.
We know why. Yeah.
Sexy.
Hot potato, that one. Put a fork in me.
Oh shit, someone's mom just showed up talking about Tom Selleck. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna have a field trip to go see Tron Ares here soon. They don't have the dollar theaters anymore, do they?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, because if they had a dollar theater, I'd pay $1. Get like real high,
Yeah.
sneak some beer in.
Yeah, that might require some acid.
Yes, yeah, like really get dosed. Go heavy on.
Yeah, I mean that's what people our age who are going to see Tron want.
Right, but I want to pay.
Yeah.
20.
Fucking
I'm not going to pay $20 though to see that. I want to go to a dollar theater.
Right. The setup was there. I still don't understand how they've dropped it so bad. You know.
Yeah.
We just want to see a trippy, fun virtual world
Yeah.
of a nerd getting sucked into a computer
Yeah.
and has to get back out. Easy premise.
Half the people he runs into is their voices are all weird and vocoded.
Yeah.
Like
He's
I
got to
want.
play some games and survive.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't
Yeah.
want to see Jared Leto running around as some AI thing in the real world, and who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm giving this movie that I haven't seen.
Bring
an
back
F-.
Quorra. Quorra was hot. What happened to Quorra?
I'm sure it's described in the movie.
Should have been all about Quorra.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that was the whole premise of Tron Legacy. Was she was important.
Yeah.
And now she's just an afterthought.
Yeah.
Then what was the point of everything in Legacy? You know,
I mean, what's the point of anything, man?
true,
Did you ever think about it?
true.
Can we just stop this podcast and watch it real quick?
What if we're all in a computer simulation right
Oh
now?
shit!
What if we're living Tron right now?
The holographic universe.
Probably are. I mean,
That's why Jared Leto is sitting right beside me right now.
yeah.
Because
Multiple versions of it.
like going all the way back to Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life. That's the earliest version that's sitting beside me.
That's the acid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the simulation. That's the acid. God, that makes a lot more
Hard
sense.
to tell. Fine
Yeah.
line. Fine line.
Also, how the fuck did I recall his name from that television show on the spot?
You're sharp.
No,
Sharp
that is
cookie,
not true.
Dave.
No, that is empirically untrue. So is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to 9 Inch Nails or Tron?
No, I was just kicking off. I figured it was a good segue because I had it in my notes already.
Yeah, it's wild.
And you mentioned Downward Spiral. That's a good segue right
Yeah.
there. Kick off the episode with that.
Notes. I see everyone has notes. Well, I don't see yours, Greg. Do you have notes?
I got some notes.
You're using a computer.
I'm not just scrolling through my emails and porn over here, Dave. This
Dear
is
Quorra.
notes. Yeah.
I
AI,
miss you.
generate me a nude Quorra, please. Now, Jared Leto.
I only have 2 items, really.
I have. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I phoned it in, but this isn't this. I didn't bring my A game.
I usually phone it in.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
You mask it pretty well.
I have more notes now than I think I've had in a long time.
That seems like a lot. All my so
Off the dome.
mine are basically like the top half are release notes and the bottom half is like a brochure. It's very thin. I'm not proud of these notes.
You have a change log on there?
I do. Yes. My git commit written on paper. Greg, what about you? What are your notes like?
I got a couple.
Well, that was incredibly vague.
The face he's making, we don't know if he has a couple or if he's just looking at a letter to Quorra.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I haven't gotten much new stuff.
Right.
I got, as I mentioned in the last episode, lost me job.
Right.
But since then, I have gotten a new job. But in the meantime, I did not get to spend any money on new toys too much until just this week. I treated myself to a couple things.
Oh, do tell.
This was the 2 HP Blur.
Oh, you got it.
I got it.
Okay.
Nice.
Got it a couple days ago. Ordered it as soon as it became available for pre-order, and
Nice.
got it relatively quick.
You want to describe it for our listeners who may not know what it is?
First, let me just say it was a big step for me to order a 2 HP module.
Oh yeah,
as I've mentioned in episodes of yore, many moons ago. I've been burned too many times by 2 HP, and I kind of was boycotting them for a few years now because I just had a lot of issues with the 2 HP freeze. I had 2 different ones, both ordered new from 2 HP, and they both ended up dying. And not only dying, they ended up frying some of the circuit electrical connectors in my Mantis board where I had them. Like those plugs just don't work anymore. I don't know what these 2 HP modules did.
And it was specifically that module, the freeze.
Yeah, the first one I had, it just kind of stopped working. And I was like, that's weird. And then I went to plug something else into the outlet that it was in, and the outlet stopped working too. So I got a replacement from 2 HP, plugged it into a different power connector. It worked for like a week, and then that one just kind of suddenly died like that one did too on a different connector. And those 2 connectors have never worked since.
Wow.
For any other module.
Because I've had a litany or a bevy of 2 HP modules. They're not great. I mean, I'm not going to go with a mat for them, but I've never had that kind of problem with them.
I had a third module. I forget what it was. I want to say it was maybe the hi-hat module or something. Regardless of what it was, it showed up with a capacitor bouncing around in the box that had popped off of it in transit. I think that's the only brand I've had this many issues with their modules, bullshit, and these were bought new. Right. So I said, fuck it. I think the last one I bought from them was the Pluck, and I got that used just to play around with it. But yeah, I haven't bought anything from them in years because of that situation. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to take a gamble on the Blur.
I'm sorry. That's the only Blur song I know.
Do they have any other songs?
I presumably, but it begins and ends with that.
You know, I didn't catch it the first time. I was like, why are we woohooing this module? Now I get it. Yeah, it took me a second, Dave. See, you're sharp. I'm stupid.
Woohoo. All right.
So I took a gamble, pre-ordered it, got it a couple days ago. It caught my ear because I love spectral processing stuff, and it was cheap and small, and elements of what it could do reminded me of modules that I already own. In fact, when I was kind of comparing it to some of the modules already in my rack, I was like, is there too much crossover here?
What are those modules, real quick?
So some of those modules are Qubit Databender and Qubit Aurora. And so looking into that, I found out that 2 HP is actually a offshoot of Qubit.
I'm not surprised to hear this, because the first Qubit module that at least fell on my radar was that overloaded 2 HP like envelope generator LFO. Like I
remember that. I had that one.
And so I'm not surprised that they were like took that and were like, we're just going to make a subsidiary and just do that.
Yeah, I never knew that either. Yeah. Or if I did know it, I forgot it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, this kind of reminds me of a little bit of this Qubit module and a little bit of this Qubit module. Lo and behold, it's probably the same code. In some, just
stripped down.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the 2 HP Blur.
Woohoo!
There it is. I was waiting for it. It kind of feels like some kind of bastard love child between like Databender. Yeah, I can say that word. Data Bender and the Aurora. In that it has like 2 domains. You got your time domain, and then your like
frequency.
Perhaps. You know what? Domains aren't important. It only has 3 knobs, right?
And does it have CV in? And
it has a lot of CV.
Because those are the other 2 modules that you're talking about are pretty big.
They're pretty big and they're very versatile. I would say. The 2 HP Blur kind of feels like it has one purpose for the most part. So it's only focusing on like, I would say the stuttery beat repeat element of Databender. But yeah, it has 3 knobs. The top one is time, and then the second one is vibe, and then the third one is mix. You can CV all three of them. The time is what handles the stuttery beat repeat stuff. If you turn the knob fully counterclockwise, it's like at the tightest stuttery area that it can go. At 12 o'clock, it's like, slower stuttery stuff. But then once you kind of go past 12 o'clock, it enters this almost like lo-fi tape warbly processor kind of stage. It's neat, like very Boards of Canada-ish or, whatever dime a dozen lo-fi tape warble
Is it mono?
pedal you can think of. It is mono, yeah. And then the vibe knob, when it's fully counterclockwise, it's just kind of like not too present, but the more you start to turn it, the more it starts to blur the audio and then smear it until you get like fully clockwise, and then it's kind of almost like a reverb. It enters this like smeary reverby effect.
And it's taking audio stream in. It's not doing it from samples on board.
No samples on board, and it's not really looping or anything either. But I compare these two functions to Databender because the time function of the blur sounds very much to my ears at least like when you CV the time knob on Databender, especially when you use it in conjunction with the repeat knob. You start to get these like, Richard Devine-esque beat repeats and little micro glitchy stutter steps and things like that. However, Databender, like you can send a clock in. So you can do interesting things by sending it, different speeds of clock and in conjunction with the CV and all that. Blur doesn't have a clock input. It sounds like the time knob is kind of hard set to an internal BPM. I'm not sure what, but
does that parameter have CV in though?
It does. You can go through.
It's just not a clock. It's just
not clocked.
You would CV the value of that knob,
and it only gets so tight, at its fullest counterclockwise turn. It's not super tight, like stuttery, glitchy stuff like you can do on Databender, but I don't expect it to replace Databender. I'm just drawing the parallels here.
Right.
And then the vibe knob, that reminds me more of Aurora. Whenever you use Aurora to do like FFT blurring pseudo reverb stuff, which is kind of what I guess Aurora was marketed for, but I seldom use it in that way. I use it for a lot of different other like FFT spectral processing stuff. And especially because you can change the FFT, I don't even know what you would call it. Not time, but
fidelity.
Yes,
because I know like a lot of other FFTs, like that's one of the parameters is either the fidelity
like
or the
window
update
size. So
you can have like sort of like real loose approximations or real
size.
tight.
I guess is the word I was looking for. The window size. You can change that on Aurora. Cycle through multiple different sizing, and with each different window, it reacts differently to what you're feeding it. Like some are better for beats and percussion, some are better for pads, things like that. There's no way to change that on Blur. You're just kind of hard set to whatever window that is. I'm not sure.
Do you have a sense of what they're trying to push you to use it for?
I don't.
What have you been using it with?
Well, a little bit of everything. I've been throwing, everything I can at it over the last couple of days just to get a feel for it. I feel like it does, beat stuff and stuttery stuff pretty well when it comes to percussion stuff.
Okay.
I've been mainly using the time on that, and then for more spatial stuff, using the vibe. So yeah, it's very one trickish, but at the same time, I think it's an interesting effect that they crammed into 2 HP. It's definitely not going to replace either my Aurora or my Databender, but it accompanies them both very well. If I just want to utilize that one aspect of either of those modules, it's probably faster for me to just jack into the Blur and or jack off into the
Right.
void.
Climax into the void.
Yeah, right.
Into the vortex. So the other modules, so aren't they stereo?
They are. This
And
is
this
mono.
is mono,
Yeah,
though. That seems like a pretty big difference.
it is a very unfortunate thing, but I don't see how they could possibly fit stereo with the amount of functionality it already has into 2 HP. But it costs 150, so double that to get stereo. Now you're kind of entering.
You might as well just get one of the other
You
ones.
might as well just get an Aurora. Yeah, at that point. But if there's something that doesn't require absolute stereo, then I think it's worth it.
Cool.
Yeah, personally.
And you've had it a couple of days now, and it hasn't broke.
Days. It hasn't broke.
So that's good.
So
That's
far,
good.
so good.
Yeah.
Still a single row of pins for the power connector.
Yes.
Yeah, those bastards.
Yeah, I'm not into that
Not
too much.
mechanically great.
But it's also 2 HP, so
2
they don't have a lot of
HP.
room.
Yeah.
Man, it's tight.
I get it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? I might take the ball next, if you will, because I have a very similar thing to compare it to.
That's a real
also
jock
mono.
move, though. Take the ball, going for a
Sure.
touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, go for it. Just
The
muscle.
Bucky ball. That's less jock.
The fuck is a buckyball?
It's a Buckminster Fuller thing. What is it? Oh, Jesus. We're going down a weird.
Yeah. Do we want to go down this place?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we don't. It's a molecule. It's the magic molecule. No, we're not. We're not. This is like I got to control myself.
Well, now I'm fucking intrigued. Magic molecule.
Get your
Are we
buckyballs
talking
out,
like
people?
Are we talking like God particle stuff, or are we talking mushrooms?
This isn't like some Dan Brown shit. No.
Oh,
Buckyballs, or Buckminster fullerenes, are spherical carbon molecules whose physics are studied for their unique properties for their soccer ball-like structure. Physics involve complex vibrational and rotational modes. This should be a module. With researchers exploring their quantum behavior and properties like plasmon resonances and photoionization. Does that clear it up for you?
not at all.
didn't
But
clear it
I
up.
like it.
Yeah. It's
Dropping science
words.
bombs, dude.
Good words.
There was a lot of words there that probably have links to other explanations of them. Yeah.
A lot of words in there that sound like Tron characters.
But Bucky's a Marvel character.
Yeah.
Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he's got a
Superman,
metal
right?
arm.
Yeah.
Bucky, why can't I?
What?
Superman was old school. Bucky was Superman.
No. Superman's DC. Bucky is Marvel.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, wait. What did.
You're talking about Bucky O'Hare.
Oh my God.
He's a rabbit.
Yes.
Bucky. Captain Bucky O'Hare. Do you remember that?
Yeah. See,
Okay. I think we need to let our viewers know we are like all stone sober.
Yeah.
Like this is not a drug induced. Like
No.
this is. Also, your recall was very fast on that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. You were shit talking your recall earlier, and then you stepped up for that.
I have a very selective memory. Today.
We have our ways about us, that's for sure. Pladask Electrics, the company, I forget what
the
country
fuck did you just
they're
say?
from. They're a company.
What did you just call me?
They make pedals.
Come over here and tell me that. Come over here and call me that to my face.
Pladask Electrics.
Platypus electric.
Ask.
They make modules a little more slowly than I think a lot of us would like, I would say. I'm just seeing now they're taking a break from production. See you in 2026. Regardless, they
Yeah.
make this module called the DRAD, which I think if you've been in our Discord, plug the Discord, please join us and hang out. It's very cheap, only $5 a month, I believe.
Yeah, we have not tariffed
No.
our Discord pricing.
Not even user Joe Soso, who I feel like we just apply a tariff to them
Yeah.
for.
I have Joe
know why.
Soso in my notes.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, I forget why, but we'll get to that later.
we'll get to why you're going to tariff
Yeah,
them
shout
later.
out to Joe Soso in our Discord.
Yeah.
Hyperdimensional buckyballs, which is why the downward spiral and Joe Soso, it's all kind of like an edge of the soccer ball photoionization.
Holy shit!
Anyway.
Jared Leto.
Jordan Catalano. What is this DRAD?
So I was talking to Jordan Catalano, and he was like, you know what, Nick? do you want a module that has really good textures and 3 switches for tape? What's the second one? There's TDL, which is tap, delay line, tape, and grain. And I've been like, on my grain shit, which I've talked about way too much already in past episodes, and was really hyped to try this module, which is really hard-ish to get. Scooped one on Reverb, probably paid a little too much for the mono version. I tried, like many of us, to get the stereo version, which sold out in, I think it was like a couple minutes.
10 minutes, I think it was.
10 minutes, and they were like, maybe we'll do another run kind of thing. Regardless, this module is really cool. So it's 3 rows of 2 knobs, and you get CV over everything but the mix knob and the algorithm type. So you can't CV the switch from glitch to tap, delay line to tape. But you get 2 controls at the top that are mod and clock, or the bottom. I have an inverted one that has the knobs at the bottom. They make 2 versions, kind of like that. But mod is just a random system clock mod depth, and then clock is actually changing the DSP frequency from 12K to 48K, kind of like ZDSP style, which I really like. You can get a lot of different flavor.
There's some cool stuff you could do with that in ZDSP.
Definitely. Kind of reminiscent of that, reminded me of that when I got it. The next 2 controls you get are P1 and P2, and those are just parameters for the different things you're on. So if you're on grain setting, there's moving the grains, and then there's mode. And I forget exactly what the mode for the grains do. Surprisingly to me, the grain setting or mode is the one that I'm least interested in or use the least. The one I like most is the tap delay line, and then the tape. The tape, you get an octave and random setting for the P1 and P2, so you can change like the octave that the delay is working in. And random just gives you some kind of forward reverse. It behaves differently if you're clockwise or counterclockwise. So if you're clockwise, it does forward and reverse to change random while it retains the speed of the delay line. But if you're counterclockwise, causes playback to randomly skip directions and speeds.
Oh, so kind of like beads. Kind
of like beads in a way. Yeah, it's one of those things that when I use it, I don't quite know what I'm going to get. And I always am surprised, and I kind of end up enjoying what I'm getting from it. Lastly, there's that TDL mode, which you get shape control and a reverb control. So it's kind of enough delay lines, almost like that OAM Time Machine module where it's enough stack delays that it gets reverby in its behavior. And then you get a mix and a loop control. Now the loop is interesting because it will loop. It's positive feedback clockwise, I believe. And the other direction, there's a looping like kind of decay. And depending upon the algorithm, it behaves slightly differently.
So are you changing the length of the loop or the start and end? Like what do you...
Yes, like the way it loops within the buffer that you've captured for these time-based effects, which is really cool. And you can get a good like feedback out of it, just kind of regular ripping forward feedback or the other behavior, which is also interesting. So it's one of those modules that's mono. I would have liked the stereo one. I'm still not mad at having the mono one because I end up just making that stereo in other ways. It wouldn't be like an end of chain reverb. I'm generally always using a stereo reverb or delay on things at the end of those paths, but really like it for the flavor you can get. It's kind of an unpredictable module. The grain setting's cool, but I like the delay and the reverb kind of aspects of it that I get like weird shit that nothing else will quite make. The tape setting is extremely similar to the Fabricat pedal, if you've heard of that, which is a relatively popular pedal that they make. So it's kind of the same controls and is based on that DSP. They have another stereo module called the ROM, which is another kind of reverby one. But really, they have this history of pedals before they got into Eurorack, and everything's kind of based on similar DSP, you can tell. It's cool. I saw the ROM and had it. I could have got it, but I didn't because I wasn't as attracted to it as the stereo Drad.
See, I had my eye on both.
I know you wanted the ROM.
I wanted ROM.
So I got the ROM.
So I'm not familiar with the ROM. What is the ROM?
I don't know enough to describe it, but I think it's more reverby than this, which is a little more delay kind of time-based effect. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. There's definitely some crossover between the two, at least on paper, like from what I could gather. But yes, I in our Discord as C Chocobo. Again, join our Discord and you can join these conversations.
Further from here on out, known as DJ Piss Rogue.
Yes,
Yeah.
DJ Piss Rogue,
Yeah.
aka C Chocobo. He has the ROM. And he was hyping it up to me, and I was like, okay, because originally I had ignored the Drad
Yeah.
because it was mono,
Yes.
and I was like, nah. Like I was intrigued by the features, and I knew you grabbed one, and I wasn't even aware at first that they were going to do a stereo version of it.
Yeah.
And when the ROM came out, I wanted to get it. I missed it, but yeah, Cyrus managed to get it. Like you said, I think it's more on the reverb tip, but also kind of granular as well. It's I guess more in that direction. They both seem super interesting to me, but I can't get either. So I've just tried to kind of put it out of my mind. Like you say, the website says that next batch probably won't be until 2026 at some point, which I guess now isn't that far off, but who knows when it'll actually come out in 2026 and how many they'll make.
And I don't think they like to repeat themselves either. It seems like everything they release is slightly different because you can get their Drads on reverb right now. I've been watching one for around like the 300 range that keeps slightly dropping. Because I realized I would almost rather, space aside, have two mono ones. Because the stereo one, they have independent random generators on the stereo one. So you're still kind of almost getting two modules in a way. It's not as tied together as you might think. The TDL algorithm on the stereo one has independently randomized tap spacings for the two channels. And I would rather be able to almost control that with two mono ones than to be forced into like this. It almost defeats the purpose a little bit. I was hoping the controls would control them evenly.
Sure.
Now, granted, it's much larger, obviously. I think they're 16 HP. I'm not sure. So that's like 32 HP if you have two of them, which is a lot for an effect like that. But still, it gives you a little more control. I've seen some demo videos where people have two.
And the two mono allows you to do chaining and do different ones.
Yeah.
So it actually is a little bit more versatile.
Yep. Slightly tweak some of the settings in ways that you want for the different stereo channels, which is appealing to me. If I had infinite space and money right now, I would get one of the second ones and run it that way. But I kind of am fine with the mono one because I don't always have a full stereo signal path. I'll start with mono sometimes and then make those things more stereo, pan them later. It's not as important. Would I like the stereo one? Sure. Because you can still just run it as mono and you're back to this version essentially. But I hope they tweak it again. And I don't know. We'll see.
So how have you, this is my standard question, how have you been using it so far?
Just pure sound design, unexpected stuff. It's usually like I'm processing again. I do a lot of reprocessing in general. It's kind of what I use my modular for, is like processing signals more than I do deep like analog synthesis or sequencing stuff anymore. So it's a good start. I will take something mono and run it through there and then run it through some stereo effects, sample those, granulate those, things like that. So it's more of kind of like an unexpected, but also really good, this is so generic, but like textures, like ways to take something that's kind of boring and make it much more lively and animated. That's like such a generic description, but that is kind of what I do with it.
Yeah, but I think our listeners probably know what you mean, because especially when you're doing stuff with like textures, like those small little differences are huge.
Which is where the clock setting, I think, is one of the best parts of it, because that lets you get to some more like aliased spaces a little bit and like get a lot of different flavor out of it than if that was just fixed at like 48K. I don't know how big I would be into it, I think. But that's what seems to open it up a lot for me. That and the feedback have gotten me like, I have a very limited rack space right now for like what I'm actually using. And it's survived and stayed in the mix.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm super stoked on it. Would love to get a stereo one. Curious about their other ones. The ROM, like I didn't have money at the time either, but it tempted me, but it's hard to get their shit. But I've been enjoying it. It's good module. Very simple. Again, you don't really need to look at the manual much. I pretty much described to you right now just the depth in there, and it's like really easy to use. Sometimes I don't even look at it. Kind of like the Pittsburgh double helix, where it's like you don't even need to look at the thing sometimes. It's just like dive around, see what you find.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. Highly
Explore.
recommend it. Yeah.
Go
Good
on
for
a
sound design.
audio adventure, Dave.
So I love drinking. I love drinking alone. I love drinking alone in bars. Kelly's in East Liberty. If you're in Pittsburgh, highly recommend.
Veggie burgers are so good there.
So good. And it's just a great place to drink.
Yeah, agree.
The bartenders are great. People generally leave you alone if you're giving off that vibe, which I tend to do. So yeah, I don't know. Was it like 2 weeks ago? I forget how long ago it was.
I think around there.
Yeah, I was drinking, and I'd been watching a bunch of the videos for the WMD Scorpion. Going back and forth, I'm like, oh man, it looks fucking amazing. Div Kid video is fucking amazing. No, who's the person from WMD? Alex. Thank you. Like their video was great. I'm like, I'm going through all this stuff. I'm like, but it's so expensive, and it's not made yet. This is all pre-order. But thankfully, I found the number of drinks it took for me to go, fuck it. Money isn't real. We're about to enter, basically global economic collapse. I might as well have this before that happens. I pre-ordered the Scorpion. I'll have more on it later, but very excited about the. It's if you haven't checked it out yet, it's just a bonkers, enormous 8-stage analog wave folder with a million just every little weird thing you can do in that space.
It's very you. Like when I see that module and how cryptic some of the controls are, I'm like, oh, Dave's going to figure this out. And I can't. I'm kind of curious to see what the end result is of that.
Same here. I'm very excited to get it. There's no word yet on when it's going to be real.
Okay.
At least nothing I've seen. But yeah, I'm on that list. It's also limited run, which I have thoughts about. I think that's I'm not excited about that part of it. I feel like there's
it's end of this month, right? Like that's the cutoff.
No, it's already done.
Oh, it's already done.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Yes.
Is it mono or stereo?
Stereo.
I believe it's stereo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really misremembering, but I thought it had some stereo field tricks.
It's a big
there.
boy. Yeah.
Oh, it's enormous. There's a million sliders, a million jacks. Like it is desperate for inputs, and
it's a very boutique
item. Yeah.
And kind of unexpected from WMD. Like usually they don't come out with like weird one-offs or super boutique stuff. But
I mean, from what it sounds like, they're basically like they've got this idea. They don't think it could be a major product, and they're just kind of like putting it out there, sort of getting it off the shelf, making the idea real, and then focusing back on the things they're going to sell, their regular line.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well this did. If they're going to do more stuff like this, almost like the Pittsburgh Safari series, where it's just like, we've got an idea. We don't think this is going to be huge, but someone out there might like it. I'm not opposed to them doing this. Again, I got like a little bit of mixed feelings about the, like, we're going to have a limited window in which you can order it. And, I don't want to say that I'm immune to that sort of pressure, and that didn't affect, but there was a part of me in the back of my mind. I'm like, fuck it. If I really like this is going to be really hard to get. And it's 100% tapped into my brain. Like it was like, it was all of the sounds that I was hearing on these videos were like, oh, I want this. I want this. It wasn't just the fact that it was limited, because I've passed a million limited things.
Sure.
The video sounded amazing, especially the drum one that Alex did. Like if I had that kind of money, I would scoop one, because it had me bobbing my head during the video, during the demo. I was like, this thing is pretty damn cool.
I'm
like,
mostly even a wave folder hater in ways. In those videos, I was like, oh shit, okay, this one sounds like nice and flexible.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff is leaving to make room for this. So I don't know if it's necessarily
it's
going.
a big boy.
Yes, and I don't know if the stuff that's leaving is going to add up to $1,000. This may be a little lossy, but yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
That
you
was a
didn't
huge-
mention the price, but it's $1,000.
It's $1,000.
It's
This
like
was not an
the world's most expensive wave folder, perhaps. Except maybe
Yes.
yes. Which I mean, there was a part of me that was like, "Fuck, am I spending $1,000 on the world's biggest wave folder?" But it's clearly doing infinitely more than that. I think that's just what they're putting on the tin. What it's going to do is hopefully doing a lot more, and if it isn't, look for it on Reverb.
Yeah.
Like it's, I have no sentimentality for this. I mean, I will try it. It's got to prove itself, earn its space in the rack, and we'll see how it goes.
I don't think there's any question you'll jive with it. Like he said, like it's a
Yeah.
very Dave sounding module. You know,
Yep.
I can see you running your humble quad
Oh,
through that thing.
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Just getting lost.
I'm very excited for this. So hopefully it's soon. Hopefully the next episode I will have an in-depth review and stuff to talk about. But as it is now, it's just
Just the hype train.
Just the
A
hype train.
glimpse of what's to come.
choo-choo. Get on board. It's the hype train. So Greg, what do you have next?
Yeah. What you got?
Two minor things here, not involving anything that I've purchased. I'll get to that last, I guess. But I wanted to mention that Joey Blush Response came through Pittsburgh.
Nice.
He did a free show at CMU campus
It was in the basement of one of the halls.
of the library hall.
Yeah, it was a very small room,
Interesting.
and it was like 8-channel surround. But I think that was mostly for Frida did something, and one of their like grad students was doing like their piece that they've been working on, and I think that was what was using the multi-channel setup. There's a lot of people out. It was like a Tuesday night too.
Yeah, which I mean, it's hard for me to overcome my social anxiety and attend a show. I don't attend them very often, and if I do, it's usually definitely not on a weeknight. It's usually after work. The last thing I want to do is deal with more people and anxiety. But it got me out of the house.
It was amazing seeing you outside the house.
Yeah. People seem surprised to see me.
I rub my eyes like, wait, am I hallucinating? Is this real? I see Manny and I see Jeff, but
Was the Manny there?
Yeah,
Manny was there. Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to finally meet Joey in the flesh. We've been bullshitting together for years and years now online, but we've never crossed paths in the meet space. And it was cool. We talked to gear for a minute. It was very, very proper blush response set, I would say.
I
on
will
his
say
modular.
that it being Tuesday night and in a very academic environment, and a lot of people I don't necessarily think knew what they were getting into.
Right.
There was I would like to extend an apology to Joey. Pittsburgh did not match his freak. Like his energy was off. Like it was very energetic, it was fantastic sonically, vibe, energy, everything was great, and everyone was just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, because it was like a seated chair.
It was a
thing,
seated
right?
chair affair.
Which I saw that and was like, interesting.
I refused to sit. I stood in the back. A chair was offered to me numerous times, and I said, no, thank you.
I
will stand.
I am 50, and it was a Tuesday night. I took a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people did.
Except for that one, I hope they're not listening. There was an old dude off to the right, absolutely losing his mind the entire fucking time.
He was.
He was fucking amazing. Like, if you're listening to this right now, good job, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that person was definitely read the brief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he can come back to Pittsburgh sometime for a more proper noise show, you know?
Yeah.
But he lives in Berlin, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
does.
So we probably missed our chance.
Yeah. In fact, the only reason why he was over here was because of the Frontline Assembly tour,
right.
which had just wrapped up, I guess, before this show. So he just took it on as an extra activity, I suppose. And but yeah, I was glad that he did and managed to stop through our humble city, hit us with some noise for a minute, and talk gear a little bit.
We got to check out his setup afterwards. Yeah, it was cool. Cool to
Maybe
see.
he'll come back when he joins Nine Inch Nails and makes it not.
Aside from that, I had jotted down what Joey Soso had brought up in our Discord.
It's just Joe Soso.
I think
not
it's Joey Soso.
I'm sorry.
now.
Yeah.
Is it Joey Soso?
No,
it's
it's
Joe
Joe Soso.
It's just Soso.
Do we have the power to change people's usernames?
We do.
Oh,
I think.
you gotta change that.
But no,
Yeah.
segueing from talking about Joey Blush Response.
Yeah. But he's now
I said
Joey
Joey
Soso.
Soso, but
Yeah.
Joey Soso.
Joe Soso.
Yeah.
Joey.
He had brought up the Steady State Fate stereo field.
Oh yeah, that looks really cool.
It does. It's a stereo version of their Steady State Gate, which I had the mono, OG version for a little while.
Oh, yeah?
I liked it. I enjoyed the filter and the timbral wave shaping distortion circuit that was in there. I feel like that was a nice touch to a low pass gate. Because generally I find low pass gates kind of boring and not super.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Bonk.
I don't really like to dedicate my rack space to them. I'll use virtual ones in VCV rack.
I have the Pico 3 HP one. It rarely gets used. It's really kind of.
I have the 2 HP Meng Qi one that I made. Meng Qi.
I feel like my passion for hardware low pass gates started and stopped with QMMG.
Likewise.
You've got expensive tastes.
Well, when I first bought it, it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was
the
when
way
it first
to
came out.
get
Yeah,
it.
it was not
the
price that it is currently.
Either that or like a Model 15, right? Or whatever the ear one was. What the fuck was that company called?
Plan B.
Plan B. Thank you.
Took me a second there.
See, incredible recall. You're doing great.
You're waiting a long time for me to come up with that.
There's a few things I can talk about, Dave. Gear, video games, movies. That's about it. Anything else is
just in one ear, out the other. Yeah,
it just gets lost in the noise in my head. It's there. It just takes me. I got to sift through it like a hoarder.
Like it's a database without an index.
Yeah.
It's just like you're going to have to go through each record one by one.
I haven't defragged in quite some time. But yeah. So this as a stereo low pass gate and containing the filter and the distortion circuits of their mono version kind of has my interest a bit because I feel like there's not many stereo low pass gates out there, if any, off the top of my head. So that makes it unique. The fact that it can be used as stereo distortion has my interest. And there's just not that many stereo VCAs either. Like there's a few.
There are a few.
But most are pretty cut and dry, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
This package that they offer here with the stereo field is kind of everything that I would want out of a little stereo low pass gate for use in percussion patches. I can see its usefulness for me.
Is it real yet, or is this all pre-order?
I think it's
real.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
It could be.
wrong.
Well, let me find out. We can Google this real quick.
All right, where were we? Oh, you were talking. So, Greg, is this real, or is this like only pre-order?
Nick has confirmed it is real and out now. Some places have it in stock already. So, yeah, I find it interesting. Also, I find it interesting that they revisited this model so quickly to release a stereo version of it.
It's not that old.
And it gives me a glimmer of hope that perhaps they will do the same with other modules from their lineup.
Like, what would you?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, what do you find out for?
Oh, a stereo triptych, for example.
Oh, fuck.
That would be a fucking instant buy for me.
Yeah.
That would be a no-brainer.
You had one, right?
Yeah, twice I've owned them.
Yeah.
And every time I've owned one, I'm like, I love this module. I wish it was stereo. Because I would say like 95% of my rig now is stereo. So I just don't have a lot of use for mono distortions. But I do love the triptych. Stereo would be instant for me. I would buy it in a heartbeat. Also, I would probably buy a stereo version of their tape op distortion.
Oh, yeah.
That one, if they would have made it stereo, would have been pretty tempting.
I was surprised when they didn't when it came out,
same.
but maybe there's hope now because they seem to be getting into stereo stuff. So
what's the likelihood of you getting one of these?
I don't have the rack space for it right now.
Yeah.
I need to figure out my rig. I'm kind of considering down the road getting a skiff that I could slap some effects in, because I have some big drum modules now that are eating up most of my space, like the Ohm Force bomb.
I have the big 7U, IntelliDell 7U, and that's sort of the main stuff. I now have just tiny little boxes.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures
all over the place, and it's cool because like for live, I can just go like, I'm gonna grab you and you, and you're gonna be what I'm taking off, and it's very divided up by functionality. But there's a part of me that's like, there's like 8 power cables running into this fucking keyboard stand. Like, there's like, would it have been cheaper and made more sense to just fucking get another big 7U or
probably?
But yeah, no, I know the sort of like the like scope creep of, let me just get one more. Let me get this little tiny guy, and it's gotten out of control. So
yeah, my system as it is right now, it's packed tight. In fact, I think 2 things in my drawer that are not in the rig because I can't fit them.
Only 2. Jesus. I have boxes now.
I have boxes.
Yeah.
Shoe boxes. Modules.
Yeah, same here.
I think I use half of the modules that I own.
See, I don't,
and that's pared down.
Yeah,
I don't roll like that. Like if I take something out and I set it aside, I give it about a week or 2, and if I don't find myself needing it, I sell it.
You're a harsh judge.
I am, but this is also why I end up rebuying modules over time. Right. Like for example, I just mentioned buying a triptych twice.
Right.
And you know, I think I've bought the ZDSP probably 4 different times over the last 15 years.
Yeah. No, it takes me a while to be like, okay, you didn't make it back in.
Right.
It's time for you to go.
Yeah, same. Like I finally put my Strocco Brulu up for sale,
nice.
But my second E352, which I love the E350 way more than the 352, but at this point it's like nostalgia, Paul reasons, and I'm like I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
E440, I don't use that too much right now either because I have more heavier like mono filter or stereo filters, or I use the Schweitman MMF1 or Paul's SEM, but I still get sentimental. Like what were the ones we made that were on the website? The orgone accumulator. Still have that one because some of that stuff I have too is like slightly quirky enough that I don't want to explain to somebody what's not exactly right.
Almost, my point was that it's a slippery slope. Just getting like the small little. Let me just add this little guy, and that'll be the end of it. And then before you realize it, you've got 10 little guys.
That's what the shoeboxes kind of freed me up because I was like, you know what? If I think I'm going to come back to it at some point, I can just stash this thing.
Yeah, that's
put it in an anti-static bag and then just like forget about it. And then it's almost like sometimes I go to the store and I like walk and open the shoeboxes. I'll be like, you know what? You're gonna get some use today, buddy.
Hearing you verbalize that makes me feel less crazy.
I'm glad.
I have definitely had that exact same thought process. Yeah. Like, ooh, what did I put in here like a year ago? And I'm like, shit, I actually can use this now. Yeah. And now I've used for it, and it goes back into
like my Expert Sleepers FH2.
Yeah,
best mini to CV. But I haven't used it in a while, so it's just in the box with the one expander I have, and I'm like, okay, I know. I'm going to crack that open at some point again.
I have one of those now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you like it? It's awesome.
So I'm not using it. Well, I guess I am kind of using it for MIDI CV, but mainly I'm using it to convert my VCV rack sequences and gates to,
that makes sense.
to gates in my rig, so I can sequence percussion and stuff. However, I've noticed that I cannot get a solid clock through it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Because it's like the latency on that is in microseconds. It's fucking ridiculous how fast it is.
If I use it as a master clock, it's...
Which USB are you using? it matters. There's a flaw.
Tell me more.
Kind of in it. Like you have to use the USB-C port. If you use the USB-A, especially I'm thinking with the Hapax, the way it integrates with it, there's a glitch where sometimes the USB-A doesn't work as well as the USB-C. So I don't know how I'm assuming you're going into it over USB.
Yeah.
Try the C and see if you still run into that.
Fuck.
I'm trying to
Because that's been driving me
I thought the
crazy.
problem was with the Hapax, but I think some people fix their implementations, but the USB-C is much more solid.
Interesting. Because
Give
this was
that a
driving me
shot.
crazy, dude. Like I was seriously about to like just redo everything. Because I fully intended on that being my master
I
clock.
remember you talking about that, yeah.
And I couldn't, it's drifting all over the place no matter what I do.
Oh yeah, no, it's
I like tried updating my USB drivers. I've tried different USB ports on my box. I tried unplugging other USB devices to see if that would hook it up. And going through all this reminded me why I fucking hate MIDI and why I stopped using it years ago and switched to CV clocking my shit. And when I had the, what was it? The Expert Sleepers
ES9?
ES9, thank you. See, sometimes my brain just don't work.
Yeah,
The ES9, like I had VCV rack sending that a, pseudo CV clock was fucking rock solid. I clocked my whole rig. So I was like, why can't I do that with this FH2? I would assume it's kind of like the same thing, but yeah, I couldn't. But if you're telling me try a different thing.
Because the friend of the podcast, Luke, is like an insane tester of things and will immediately get a module and like put it under a scope and make sure that the timing works. And he's the one who found the issues with the USB-A port and reported it to Squarp Hapax. Because I'm a believer, I think they should give those to you when you buy a Hapax because they're just like perfectly paired together. You hook up the USB out of that thing and you have an insane amount of CV control over one cable from your modular to that sequencer. It's beautiful. It's the main reason I have it.
Okay.
So yeah, try that port and see if it doesn't make it better.
I do remember you mentioning this now. I completely forgot. I should have just fucking messaged you. I was driving myself crazy for 2 nights straight with this. I forgot that you've had one and dealt with that in the past. And
Because you could just send it like 16th notes of the USB-A and it'll just fucking drop them.
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching my clock. Like I was using it. I was sending a VCV rack, the clock module to CV to MIDI, going out the USB port to the FH2. And then I have that port just plugged out and into Pam's clock in, and I'm watching Pam's just go ape shit. Like the clock's just going all over the place.
You on the latest firmware too? There have been a number of updates over time.
I updated it.
Yeah. It's pretty stable now. But I think he even proved he was like, you know what? It's everybody else's implementation that's fucked up and mine is correct. And it used to be fucked up on both. And then they fixed Squarp fixed it on the USB-C and it's been perfect since then. And they've been like not getting back to us about the USB-A one we don't know why. If there's some like actual limit they don't want to talk about or what.
Interesting. I forgot what we were just talking. Oh, modules and boxes.
Yeah, modules and boxes. Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't keep modules and boxes too much. I'm starting to because I feel like it's getting harder and harder to just rebuy something.
Yeah.
Which we talked about, I think it was a year ago. So we called that would probably be happening. And it definitely is.
It's getting there.
Things are becoming scarce and harder to just rebuy when you want to. Or at least at a fair price.
And part of it's also just being lazy. Like the whole thing of like, I'm going to sell this. It means I have to go to the post office. Then in 2 months when I decide I actually wanted it again, but order like it's just adding effort where letting it sit in a box is as easy as it gets. Like it's really just like kind of lazy. Unless it's something I'm like, I don't like this. Somebody else should have this. I want it out of the house.
That's my impulse. Yeah, I actually have this weird perversion where I like shipping stuff out and like boxing it up and like dealing with. I should work in another field. I should be working at a store or something like that. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, for me, it's like if I'm going to eventually use it someday. If not, I'll like bail on it. But if I think I might, I don't want to rebuy it. And I kind of consider like what I have now is kind of like the team going forward. There's going to be some cliff where like things are harder to get, which I think is why there's like a limited run of the Scorpions, especially of like a high dollar value
Yeah.
like that, it's pricey to get those runs together.
Yep.
Yeah. That is, I will say, I mentioned this on the Discord, that SSF module is a little pricey, but I get it. There's
is.
a lot of functionality, but it's close to $400. And for like a dual gate like that, I'm like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's within the realm of what the QMG cost when they were not gouging.
Right.
Yeah. I think the OG ones we paid, what, $399 for or something like that? Which seemed expensive at the time.
seemed
Well,
Very
at the time, that's like how much a house cost.
Yeah. No, it was. That was one of the pricier things you could get.
For what it was, yeah.
Yeah, for
you know
what
what I
it
mean?
was.
It's just, but you got 4 of them.
Yeah, you got 4.
You could justify it saying, this is 4 VCAs or 4 low pass gates or 4 filters, that
Yeah,
were
the
multi-mode.
filters were-
Yeah.
And also, isn't
Still
that
miss
one of the
that high
reasons
pass.
why they're not making them again? Is because they were the Vactorals were all matched.
Yeah.
So they say.
Or I mean, but like you were also getting the sort of like engineering and or almost like shopping that they did to get that matching across it.
Yeah, and you can't ship Vactorals to a lot of companies or
Right.
countries now. Companies, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't let that stuff cross line.
Right.
So I think they were just like, yeah, let's just remake that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Pittsburgh did. Let's just emulate this thing, which is not that crazy to emulate. Like make it decay a little. It's not impossible.
Ring that bongo.
Boom.
So Nick,
Bonk.
what else is on your list?
Last one for me is one I was talking about and very hyped about, which is a piece of software called GRM Tools Atelier, which was, I spoke a little before. It's the remake of the thing they came out with, I think in the 90s, that were a series of plugins, low interface plugins that were standalone kind of. I don't think they were VST actually. I was super hyped for this. The person who makes the Paratites firmware, Matthias Pusch, I think is how you pronounce it, was the developer that took over this project. Finally remade this tool set. So it's like the introductory price, which I think is still open, is like $230 or something like that. So I went for it in a similar weak kind of fucked up moment one day. I was like, I'm going to give this thing a shot after I saw some videos of it. It's cool. It is not an environment I would want to do all of my work in. It is a plugin, but also somewhat a standalone thing that is comprised of these 8 plugins that you kind of rearrange in ways you want to. One of those is GRM Play, which is a multi-head sampler that does some granular stuff. You can pick from multiple heads of the sampler. I will say the sound quality of it all is very high. Everything involved in it sounds really good. The sampler is one of the coolest parts. There's an oscillator I haven't even used yet called GRM Gen. There's a GRM band filter, which is a very interesting variable bandwidth filter that has a very distinct sound. There's a time delay, which is a delay effect you can imagine. There's a pitch shifter grain delay effect. There's a comb effect, and then there's a visualizer. And that's pretty much it.
So how's this working? Is there like a VST host? If you're going to load this in Ableton, what would that look like?
If you're using it standalone, you would have a player or the oscillator thing at the start, and you would drag a wave file into it, and then you'd kind of run chains from there. You could kind of hit a plus symbol, add another module, create whatever chain you want. And at the bottom, there's a row of 3 different types of modulators that you can use to point at everything. As a VST, it's a little different. I haven't used it too much in that way. I think it's similar. You can load a sample in, or you can route live. I don't think you can route live audio in, actually. I'm not sure about how that works yet. The navigation in the UI is awesome. It's fairly well thought out. You don't have to look at manuals too much to know what it's going to do. It has such a strong character for especially how the filters and the combs and the delays work, that it's almost like a starting point and not something I would ever think of creating an album in. Even if you look at their Instagram stories and see the clips of people doing it, there's a real sameness to how the resonance sounds and the filters and the comb filtering. I really like it. But it's just a starting point. I end up taking samples that I put into the modular and granulate further or do stuff to. It gets a little bit samey. It's very powerful. It sounds very clear. It's still pretty exciting, but not as like revolutionary to me as I thought it would be when I first heard of this software. They did a really good job with it. It's awesome. Cool. I hope they kind of expand it to add some more things you can do stuff to. Yeah, it can sound a bit samey, but it's also kind of exciting.
Yeah, somebody in our Discord mentioned that too.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah,
it was Josh. That's right. I was like, I remember seeing somebody say that like it has a very distinct sound.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to shake, I guess. So, yeah, using it as a starting point, like you say, I could see that making sense. I was very intrigued by it, and I was ready to try it too. And then I saw that it's not yet available for Windows.
Not for Windows yet.
But it says coming soon. So
yeah,
I'm gonna keep an eye on it because it does. Looks like something I would have a blast opening up within VCV Rack.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's fun.
It's not available for Windows? Because I remember GRM a long time ago, all of that stuff was VST and Windows compatible.
I think the intention is for it to be cross-platform. It was just a huge lift for essentially one person to get the Mac version done, and I think they just prioritized that.
Okay, gotcha.
A couple other people I know got it first day, kind of similar feedback. I was really into the Kima, I think it's Kima system stuff before. That DSP is really pricey. Those are like, you're spending at least like $2,000 or more to get a modern system. I like bars and pipes stuff that's kind of simple and like modulars. I've realized I will never make things in Max MSP. Right. Like I've done some stuff in there before, but that is not where I want to be spending my time. I don't want to end up with like an Autechre like system of generating sound. It's just not what I want to spend my time doing. So this is kind of a nice compromise for some of that like stuff. Or even reminds me of the ER301 in ways, but with obviously much more DSP power. That said, it's just something I use when I just have my computer and I want to fuck with sound. And like I'll throw some samples in it and get some unexpected stuff. It is a really nice like way of recording constantly. So you can even load up different files and the recorder still persists. So it's programmed very well.
That's cool. Yeah.
The modulation scheme is awesome. It's like a one-to-many, kind of like Nord Modular-esque, drag like some pipes over. And then on each target, you get like an attenuverter essentially, where you can change how much it's affecting something.
There was something that really stood out to me about the modulation system. Because at first, when I was watching the demos for it on YouTube, I was like, okay, this looks cool, sounds cool, but it didn't seem that much different to me than some like reactor ensembles that I have. But until I started to see the modulation engine.
Yeah.
And you can route like a single point of modulation to multiple sources, and it's going to be different for every target that you assign it to.
Oh.
It is a nice aspect.
Yeah.
That's
like say
cool.
you have a sample and hold that you're routing to like a bunch of different things. It's not going to be the same values on every target that you have it linked to. And I was like, that's pretty slick. I've never seen that done before. It's intriguing to me. It's a way to get a lot of variety out of a single modulation source.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me a bit of the Make Noise multi-mod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As you were describing, that's what it sounded like.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's I want to see more shit like that, you know, when it comes to software these days. And yeah.
I want the LFO of this software to be a module because of how interesting it is, the way there are some ways to twist an LFO shape that I haven't seen before. Like it's kind of, you can have an irregular shape, but there's also a slider, I think, to make it more like cyclic. So you can make it more so it repeats like a normal LFO and you can hear it a little more rhythmically. It's really flexible in that way. And I hope they keep expanding it. I like it for now. It's cool when I just have my laptop and I want to twist some samples around. Like I got some good stuff that I plan to use as fuel for the modular and other stuff like the past couple of days. So in that way, it's valuable. Like if I'm between meetings and just want to dick around for a minute, it's awesome for that.
Yeah, as a granular synth, I would say it definitely seems easier to use than most granular software that I've looked at, but also deeper in some ways at the same time. It seemed very well thought out and designed.
The modulation is designed so that it's perfectly smooth. It's not like having trouble catching up to really fast parameters because it's working on the operations are like every sample. And I didn't realize that until recently. Like that's one thing that distinguishes the Kaima stuff from other stuff is that the processing's on every sample. It's not on the size of the buffer that they have instituted. Yeah. So that makes it like really interesting and smooth sounding. Whereas some things like even when I think about like the Nord modular, you could hear it kind of like catching up to like a really fast modulation and kind of like stuttering and fucking up, which can be cool in its own right.
Right.
Sure.
But it's designed to like be really smooth and interoperable with like the stuff in that way. It's awesome and I'll continue using it, but I'm not as enthused about it as I was at the outset. It's not crucial. It's my first exposure to those tools and the ability to use them, and I think they did a great job. But
nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool.
What's on your list, Dave? On your paper? Your parchment?
Honestly, this is just boring ass shit. I guess I'm instead of going through each of these one by one, I'm going to sort of summarize what this update is.
Yeah. Roll the dice. Roll a d20.
How dare you, sir? It's really just over the last month or so, there's been a lot of stuff that I have has had major updates. And I think that's just amazing. People continue to develop and improve on these tools that are already out there. And the list is, for me at least, and there may even be more out there, the Polyand Tracker, IntelliGel Multigrain, Make Noise Multimod, all have updates in the last couple of weeks. And imminently, maybe even like now, Neutral Labs Elmira 2 has yet another update.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So again, I don't need to get into the weeds for these. Mostly just excited about these updates and these changes. Each of them are also really useful.
That multi-mod update is crucial. It is
absolutely
so much easier to use when it's not plus or minus 10.
Yeah, so now the options are plus or minus 10, -5 to positive +5, and 0 to 5 are the options.
So that update is what pushed me to try and look into buying a skiff now. Because I've been wanting the multi-mod since you guys got it.
Yeah.
I've been, months now I've been wanting it, but I just... It wasn't at the top of my list. Like getting some drum modules and working that out was at the top, and now my rig's full. And I saw that update, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I was like, "That," because before I was hesitant to buy one because I was like, "Well, I'm going to have to accompany it by a bunch of attenuators and all this shit." And I was like, "I don't
which I've had to do." Yeah,
it wasn't fun to like. It made me use it less, knowing like, "Oh, I got to run it through all these VCAs or like attenuators."
Right. So yeah, now that they implemented that, I'm like, well, now I have to get it,
it's
and now
beautiful.
I need more rack space.
I use it all. I use it like every patch, pretty much.
Same here, and I was already using it almost every patch. It already was cold dead. It was approaching cold dead hands. This was like, oh shit, you sealed the deal. This is amazing. You fucking did it. There's another part of the update that I've not used as much. It's the channel index.
Yes,
they made a change for the Noose, the new universal
synthesizer system.
Thank you. Which this is the only module I have in that.
Likewise.
So I'm really curious. They were like, this is going to work better with the other modules. I've not cracked this
You're
over.
not getting a polymath, Dave?
I kind of want one.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've actually changed my mind. I've flipped around.
Too.
Because I think we were kind of shitty about it when it was first announced.
We were all shitting on it for sure.
Honestly, it's kind of tempting. And if this is a part of this new system that they're really kind of nailing, I might be buying into it.
I'm intrigued.
This is a surprise. I wasn't expecting to hear this from either
they
of you.
even said, like, and I like that they pointed this out, like, Tip Top did this thing with the USB cables and the poly stuff. Like, why wouldn't you just buy a poly synth at that point? Because that is a lot of work to get to the same starting point,
which is
really expensive.
Which is what we said too. Like that was the thing. And if it's just them doing it, you're limited to what they're doing. Just buy a synth.
I think people on our Discord rightly pointed out that a lot of the demos, it like sounds like a samey mess sometimes. I think it's going to take, and they even realize this, like they're stopping the system now until they themselves use it more so they can know what it needs. Because it's going to take multi-mod takes a little work too to get it to where you want it to be and not just sounding like, well, I don't know. Maybe not too much, but sometimes the videos can sound like 8 things that are maybe even kind of clangorous but related. How much musically can you get out of that? I think we will find out. People will find out.
Right.
I'm intrigued by it. I think it's one of the more fresh things we've seen in a long time.
100%. Yeah.
Good
Same.
approach to poly within like a modular. They put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
I love what they do. I think they're getting better over time in a lot of ways.
100%. And the fact that they are making, this is, what is this, like the 3rd or 4th update at least to the multi-mod. So they're not abandoning this. Like this is they're taking it pretty seriously. Yeah, it was exciting. And I'll go over this real quick. Polyend Tracker has selective like focus looping. You basically select an area, it'll loop over that.
Oh, cool.
It's basic tracker stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say, I'm shocked that wasn't in there already.
It really should have been there the whole time. I'm glad they've added it. Multigrain. The Multigrain 1.3 update is actually pretty slick. Mm-hmm. And the big one is the collect and save for projects. I arguably should have been there from the beginning, but I'm glad it's there now.
There's some bugs. They're trying to fix them right
yeah.
now. I think the update's close.
I will I went to this, but I've not been using it that much. I'll be excited to get whatever bug fix. I have not run into bugs, but we'll see how it goes. And then, finally, the Elmira 2. They've been a little bit close-lipped about what's going to be in this. I don't think it's nefarious. I just think they're working on it, and I'm a little nervous. It's going to be more weird combos, but sonically, it still sounds fucking great. I love using.
I was going to say you still enjoy it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. When it comes to drones and pads. No, nothing comes close. It's great. So whatever it has, I'm going to be excited for it.
There's not a kit for that, is there?
Yeah, that's right. I built it from a kit. Yeah, and it was a pretty straightforward kit. It was not tough. I think it's great. Honestly, I wouldn't say I'm tempted to get a second one, but if something happened to this one, I would definitely replace it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is mostly just me letting everyone know. Someone out there appreciates you working on keeping this shit maintained. Love to see it. Okay, that was it. Like I said, it was mostly just release notes. It was a dry update, Greg. That's all.
No, I mean, you're the QA guy.
All right. Do you have anything else on your list?
No, I didn't say Q&A this time.
I know. I appreciate that you finally
made an effort.
I appreciate
to say it proper. I didn't want to trigger you.
How many years have we been doing this, and you finally got this correct?
Yeah.
All right. We've been drawing on for quite a while now. Does anybody have anything else?
I think my list is clean.
Yeah, my list is done. My list sucked.
It was a small list, Dave.
It's a terrible it's size and quality. It was a shit list. I'll do better next time. I'll try at least.
I did want to give a shout out to the people in our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's been really fun chatting with everyone in there these days. It was a rough 2 months of me being unemployed, and I will say that the random conversations in our Discord helped cheer me up from time to time, and also some people were offering me, potential job leads and things like that. I really appreciate that.
Oh, cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, but one of them was Jared Leto, and it was going to be like in his cult. So just turn that one down.
I would join his cult.
Yeah,
would you?
I'd let him sex me up.
But I mean, I think it's more than that. It's probably like a lot of chores. Yeah. I feel like being in a cult would be kind of boring.
A lot of NDAs.
I'd scrub his floors with my toothbrush. As long as he gave me a glimpse of him at the end of the day.
Just stare into those eyes.
Those dead eyes.
All right, that's it.
It's the Dave song. Did you wash your fucking hands?
I did. Why? They're still a little wet. Do you want